put it on my computer. And then I will upload it to YouTube and then I'll send you the link.
Oh my God, it's a private YouTube, I assume. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course,
Of
it's a
course.
private YouTube.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes, because my Zoom storage is almost full and I have to pull stuff off. So, all right.
I hear
So,
you.
okay. Hi, welcome
Hi.
to our
Welcome.
kickoff.
Yes.
Create Your Career from the Inside Out kickoff with Lisa Herbert. Congratulations, you are on what I call a seamless transition into
Yes.
your next phase. Don't know what it looks like, but we're going to identify some things today. So I'm going to load you up with things today and it gets less loady from here. So, but we're going to do the kickoff and today we're going to identify a number of things. So the first thing I want to identify is, I know we're doing the truncated four session version of Create Your Career. So we're going to call it Create Your Career Light. So at the end of your 4 sessions, what would feel like this has been a successful experience? Now, I will let you know that when I do the 8 session version, I have seen people step into dream work before we finish. I've seen that happen, so I know that it is a possibility. I will absolutely hold that as a possibility for you. I've seen it. For a 4 session version, however, Create Career Light, what I want to do is identify what would feel successful for you. We're going to identify your level of success. So that'll be a bar by which that I can gauge, so that I want to make sure that you have a successful experience. So that at the end, it's going to be worth your time, worth your money, worth your energy to commit yourself to this. So at the end, you'll be like, you know what? That was a successful experience because that.
That's a fair question. Good question. I feel like I'm not totally on screen. Okay, is that better? All right, good. So the reason that I'm opting for this in 4 sessions is the most important thing that I need to get immediately. And this just aligned, right? So I might be, this might be an off-shelf application of this course, FYI, right? Like a off-label. What do they call it when you use a drug for something else, right? But it
Oh,
works for that too.
it might be the
I think
ivermectin
it's an off.
of Create Your Career.
Exactly. And so that is my goal for myself is to gain clarity on my own narrative. And what I mean by that is I'm looking at a year where I am actively going to start looking for employment while at the same time um, opening myself up to the small sort of on-ramp activity that I had at the end of last year where I was freelancing. So what I wanted, well, I really haven't slept. A joke is what I really want is clarity. And I want clarity on my narrative, right? I want clarity that says that I'm one person doing that, right? So I need a little bit of sort of practice and space, I guess, with myself of like, what's the narrative of the year that I left? You know, what was amazing about it? What came out of it? You know, what passions were spurred as a result, and what freelance work came my way and I'd be open to and willing to expand on. And what full-time positions might make sense for me. And I have not no idea, I'll say I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago about, oh, it was on New Year's, writing my resume. So I wrote my resume right after I left my job. And then I put it like in a drawer for 2 days, and then I pulled it out and I was like, oh my God, this is like 6 people. It's all over the place. And I don't think that that's really because I've done 6 completely disparate jobs. I think it's that there's no story. There's no story that's clear to me yet. And this work is about at least identifying what would be amazing, what could be amazing, for me, like what would be inspiring, what would be fulfilling, and what would that look like, whether freelance or, with a right fit and a right firm. And then how has what I've already done stacked up that makes perfect sense leading me down that path, which could be one of 2 paths. Now, I realize that's a lot. And it's also a fork in the road. So I am not on this path to be like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and create my own company tomorrow. I'm not there. And I'm not totally sure that that would be the right fit for me anyway. What I realized when I left Wilshire is, wow, I should have been doing freelance. It would have been great to have been doing freelance alongside this. So when I left, I had put some thought, or there were some wheels that were rolling, or do you know what I'm saying? So I'm sort of doing that in reverse. And I don't necessarily know where it's going to end up. I don't know what the market will bear.
Right. Okay. Okay. So clarity on your narrative. This is going to set you up for a year of actively looking for employment while opening yourself to the small on-ramp of activity you had as a freelancer. So you were saying, well, what's your narrative the year you left? What freelance work came your way? What full-time positions might make sense for you? Okay. All right. We could have some clarity towards that.
Such an important point to make. The biggest thing that I realized when I left was I had some gaps in my skill set. Now, I know that all women say this, and there's a stat that, like, typically men, if they have like 40% of the skill set, they're like, I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And women have like 90 and they're like, I still don't have the 10. So I get that.
Yep.
So I get that. And there are some gaps in my skill set that it would be great to, what I'm trying to envision is a world in which I've got the ability to learn them. So whether I'm doing them in my next job, or whether I'm doing my core skill set in my next job and I'm doing freelance for individuals, small companies, a clientele where even pro bono, right? Where I'm getting some hands-on experience, and you don't need that much, right? I mean, I got a 25-year span, I can tap things, but it's mostly technologies, newer technologies, things where I'm like, I don't know that I have the confidence to be like, yes, I will build you a stack of, I wouldn't, but I would do it for an individual, myself, So
Okay. Got it. That's good. That's good. All right. So what I want to start with you is we might not know what it looks like. We might not know where you're going to land, although you have some ideas, which is great. What I'd like to do now is create with you what your life's work would feel like. We may have done a version of this together before, a number of times. So, but let's do what it is now. So when I pose for you two scenarios, tell me which one, I think we did this over lunch. Tell me which one resonates with you more. Congratulations, you won the lottery. Oh, we did this in your clarity work. Congratulations, you won the lottery. It's the biggest payout in history. You get to do with it whatever feels right for you for the rest of your life, and create the legacy. Or congratulations, you have stepped into your dream job, which I'm going to call your life's work. Aspects of you all of your gifts get to be utilized. You show up, offer who you are, and get compensated for it. It does not feel like work because it's an extension of who you are. Which one of those scenarios resonates with you more?
So I'm like 99% the latter.
Okay. Let's go there. In the interest of time, we're just going to do that.
All right.
Great. Dream job state. So let's now fantasize. Like it does not have to be rooted in reality. Gravity doesn't work here. If you want to, because you know how to float and you want to teach people how to float because you know how to fly, like, let's go out, like, what would feel like, wait, I get paid for this? Let's just start to go down that path. Like, what would feel like so, like, it lights you up so much, but you're like, what? So what, like, lights you up, and like, what would you just love to be spending your time doing? I'm reaching for something. I'll be right back.
So I'm going to start with the bare minimum requirement for me, which is it's got to light me up intellectually to begin
Great.
with. And so that means it's got to be making the world a better place.
Great.
It would be ideal if it were feeling like I were moving the needle, meaning feeling like I were working with a purpose that was helping to move the needle. And let me just qualify that and say that that's not the rub, but my experience, that I think there's an element of like working for the homeless directly is not my
Right.
volunteering. Like that's part of being a good human being.
Right.
But if that were my 24/7 job, I would sponge that up. I can't do that.
Right.
I'm not cut out for that work.
Right.
However, some of the work that I did at my last job just not even leading it, but being a part of, helping to magnify a message where actual power brokers who have the ability to make change in the world by their decisions around money and investments, I actually think could help change the world.
Great.
Now, I'm not making the investments. I'm not, I'm not any of that, but I'm on the communications, magnification, marketing, not marketing selling, but marketing, magnifying the message.
Yes.
Packaging up the people that are doing that.
Yes.
The rub for me is they have to be in it for the right reasons. It's got to be authentic.
Yep.
And when I say right reasons, I don't mean doesn't need to be altruistic. I mean,
I got it.
I need to feel like there's not cognitive dissonance, like the people that I'm working with are not actually not the nicest people in the world, but doing a great thing. So
Got it. Okay, great. What aspects of you get to be like what aspects of you get to be utilized in your life's work? In your dream job? Passion. Yes.
Excitement, joy,
Great.
fun,
Great.
soulfulness,
Yes.
and deep thought.
Great. Oh, good. Okay, great. So when you are lit up intellectually,
Sorry, I missed one. Sorry, I missed a big one. Connection.
there you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. When you are lit up intellectually, what adjectives would you use to describe how that feels?
So the caveat here is it can't just be intellectual. Otherwise,
Oh, no. So I'm going to go back. Sorry.
Okay,
Let me tell you what I'm doing.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to go
Okay,
back
got
to
it.
all.
Okay. So yeah, got it.
Okay.
So fulfilled, accomplished.
Yeah.
Aligned. They're not unimportant adjectives, they're just quieter.
Good. Good. I love it. Now, how does it feel to magnify the message for authentic power brokers to make change in the world? Like they're your perfect clients. They check all the boxes. How does that feel?
Like kinetic, that's not the right word, but like all cylinders are firing, or you're in the flow, or purposeful.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. How does it feel that your work, that who you are, and showing up with your gifts makes the world a better place?
Say that one more time.
How does it feel that when you show up and the work that you do makes the world a better place?
This is gonna sound, I don't know where this is coming from, but this is just what came up. Safe.
Great. Perfect. Perfect. That's a great word for you. Okay. And then finally, in an ideal world, how much money will you be making in your life's work?
200,000.
And when you're making 200,000 doing what it is you love, what adjectives do you use to describe that feeling?
Giving.
Say it again because you cut out a little bit.
Giving.
Giving. Great. Nice. Okay. Are you able to take notes? I want you to write things down.
Yep.
So in a column, I want you to write down this list of adjectives that you've come up with. Fulfilled, accomplished, aligned, safe, kinetic, in flow, purposeful, passionate, excited, joyful, fun, soulful, connected, and giving. Let's put in intellectually stimulated in there too. That is my phone. What is happening? Where is it? So I can try to. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, you want to reach me. I hear you. Okay. Okay. Now, can you please repeat back to me each one of these adjectives and in front of them say, I feel. I feel I feel accomplished. I feel aligned. All the way down to the bottom.
I feel fulfilled. I feel accomplished. I feel aligned. I feel safe. I feel kinetic. I feel in flow. I feel purposeful. I feel passionate. I feel excited. I feel joyful. I feel fun. I feel soulful. I feel connected. I feel giving. And I feel intellectually stimulated.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at your face. So good. So of those, some of them resonated with you more than others when they came out of your mouth. Which ones felt the most charged?
Connected.
Yes.
Passionate.
Yes.
Purposeful.
Yes, that one really did for me. Purpose. Good one. Uh-huh.
Those are the big ones.
Connected, passionate, and purposeful.
I mean, those would be my top three.
That's good.
My next three,
yeah,
would be kinetic, aligned, and joyful.
Great. And if there were to be 5, which one would you kick off?
um Aligned.
Okay. The line goes away. Kinetic, passionate, purposeful. I'm sorry, connected, passionate, purposeful, kinetic, and joyful. So I want to pose to you that we don't know where you're going to land. We don't know what your life's work is going. We don't know what the ultimate form of the life's work that's going to take. But I'm going to say that there is a job or network of jobs, because of how you're wired. It might not be one thing. It might be more than one thing, where the majority of your time you can feel connected, passionate, purposeful, kinetic, and joyful. When you try that on to your system, when you like live into that, how does that all resonate with you?
It feels like I have actually felt during particular projects that were either pet projects or things where I, was in 110%, or, they tend to be times at certain jobs or time on certain projects where I'm like, yep, that describes this project, that project, this project, that project, that project. Or that role, or that time, that regime. And when I don't feel that is when it goes south. So that resonates a lot. By the way, that list works for music too.
Yes.
So all of the best moments, of which there were gajillions, I felt all of those things.
Yes.
And when I started to not feel that way because it's your second job and you're the producer, and then I was like, I don't feel that way anymore. It feels awful.
Yes.
So
Very
this is it works for everything.
fantastic. Fantastic. So here's what just happened. In these few minutes, your subconscious has come to the surface to inform you what works for you. So what if this was your filter moving forward? Whatever options come my way, does it make me feel connected? Does it make me feel passionate? Does it make me feel purposeful? Does it make me feel kinetic? Does it make me feel joyful? If the answer is yes, proceed. So this is your subconscious informing you about how to take action. What's in alignment with you? How you're wired right now. I mean, if we could do this a year from now, you might come up with an entirely different list. You might not. And
yeah.
But this is where you're at right now. So we use this also as a guide as we continue our work together. I'm going to call this your dream job state, your personal state.
Got it.
Okay. Now, instead of waiting for when your dream job comes, is there any way that you can start to take action now that will just allow you to start feeling these things more and more? So in my work, when we shift our internal world being our emotional state, our external world reflects it. Shifting your internal world is the fastest thing you can do because it's energetic. The reflection happens after a delay because the measurable, tangible world is dense and it takes a longer time for it to show up in the outside world. So is there a time, is there anything in your life now that makes you feel connected?
I mean, anything?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, there's really 2.5 things. One is the volunteer work that I've been doing. Amazing. Meeting people, at charities and at, big firms. But just connecting with them as just people. So I've built this network by accident. The ranch I'm staying at the co-chair of one of the events that she was like, I got a ranch, go up there, hold it for 2 days. That's, I consider her a friend.
Yeah.
So that connection when I'm doing something that I love, and the president, I sent you that note, right? They sent me,
Yeah.
they sent me, the hell did they send me? Two things. Oh, so they sent me to Disneyland,
Yes.
and then they sent me like cash to go get a massage. And
Yes.
I was like, Jesus, you're a nonprofit. Like that, you don't expect that from a nonprofit.
Right.
The president wrote me a note. I used to work with her, but she wrote me a note and she said, you're like a burst of energy. It's been amazing having your energy this year. And so I was like, this is how the connection happens, is when you're doing things, you're naturally joyous and then it happens. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes the reverse is true, which is you just reach out to connect and the connection happens because you just reach out to connect as sort of a discipline. Everybody could use an ear sometimes.
Right.
Everybody could enjoy not being the one to reach out. So like I've made a concerted effort this past year to reconnect with friends, and more importantly, that next layer of friends that everybody says went away in the pandemic, your second level friends, who may or may not have been in your bubble. Those suffered a lot during the pandemic. So I made a point of sort of reaching back out to reestablish that. Nothing huge. And same thing with family. So I'm inviting my cousin out from New Jersey to my birthday party. First time ever. And she's coming.
Great. Great.
It's amazing.
That's great. Okay, great. All right, good. So, all right. Now, here's a question I have for you. Is there an action, small or not so small, that you can do to so I want to empower connection for you. I want you to go, oh, I can feel connected because I can take this action. That will make me feel connected. Does anything come to mind about that?
Just that there are a number of work and professional connections that I would love to be the next action to take, to like get out. This is a great time to do it. It's New Year's. I'm stuck. I am stuck, and I recognize that I'm stuck because I don't have a narrative. I I I'm like mute. I'm like cat's got my tongue.
Okay.
So part of this exercise is because that next layer of connection, a campaign, is so now I've reconnected with family, I've reconnected with close friends, I've reconnected with second layer friends. The next is
Oh,
who's
pause for 1 second. When you feel connected, like
yeah.
you're lit. This isn't like I need to now reach out to to move my career forward. This is like I feel connected. This is, and it could be plants or trees or cats or universe or like what do I feel connected to?
So it's the next action that I need to take to feel that way.
Like what can you do that you're like, oh, I feel connected. You know what I do to feel connected? I smell a rose. I don't know what it would be. You know what I do to feel connected? I
You're
know.
gonna hate this. I booked a day at Burke Williams.
Great. Beautiful.
I mean, for me, the most literally feeling connected is to be back in my body.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So
There you go.
So I'm 3 days here to be surrounded by nature and chickens and hens and of the land and no distractions. And I literally, you can't see it because there's a glare, but if you look out there, it's all white. You can't see. It's literally all mountains.
Wow.
So nature is a big piece of it.
Yes.
And when I go back home, I literally am going to spend a day like sitting in eucalyptus steam and having wheat thwacked on it, being in my body and of my senses for a day.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go. Good, good, good. Anything you are passionate about right now in your life?
Yeah, I think I'm doing really important, fun, purposeful work with 3 nonprofits.
Great. Perfect. So you work with nonprofits.
Yeah.
Great. Good. So that all does that also feels purposeful?
Well,
Okay. Nope, that's not that's
yes. The answer is yes. The I forgot about this. The answer is yes. They are all largely focused on supporting women in the world. Women who are homeless, women who are trying to achieve, corporate success. So they're banding together. They're in a male-dominated industry. I didn't mean for this to turn out to be so pro kind of feminist, but it is in a way, again, feeling most connected to myself as a woman is supporting the sisterhood, for lack of a better word, being
okay.
part of a juggernaut that makes it better for young girls, homeless women, corporate women, women in leadership positions, all of that. Because the other thing that I'm doing to feel super connected is, this is wackadoodle, but not really. I signed up for, applied, and am accepted in some 6-month program. It's the art of sacred femininity, something like that.
There you go.
And it's another, like, I needed to do this to feel it's all of the self-care that went away in my last job towards the end. Right. So a lot of these things are ways to sort of reclaim my body, reclaim my soul, reclaim me, reclaim yeah.
Great. Great. How about kinetic?
Kinetic is working on events and parties, I guess is the way that I would say it. There's something about, it's not really about the event or the party. It's about connecting people for an experience that you want them to have, that you hope will be transformative.
Right. So is there one action that you can take that will help you feel kinetic without having to do a party?
Right. Horseback riding.
Oh. Do you do that often?
Not often enough.
Let's add that to your list.
Also, Pilates.
Oh, there you go.
That's a lot easier. Also, swimming.
Oh.
Also yoga.
Oh.
So it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated things where, like, it feels good in your body to do it, and your mind. It's a complicated thing. You can't just phone it in. You've got to be present for it.
Right. I'm loving how so many of these are connected to your body. To feel connected, to feel purposeful, to feel kinetic is all body. This is great. How about joyful? Is there something, one action you can take that will help you feel joyful?
Go to the beach.
Go to the beach. Okay.
Journaling at the beach in the morning with a cup of coffee.
Ooh, heaven.
Little
Wow.
meditation, maybe guided meditation.
Okay.
You put on your headphones so no one can hear you. Got a guided meditation. You're staring at the waves. Take them out. You can listen to the waves. Love it.
Wow.
Joyful. What else makes me feel joyful?
Those are
You
good.
know, my cats.
There you
Time
go.
with my cats.
Yes. Yes.
Not this particular day, but
Yes.
normally.
Yes. Wonderful. So I give tons of homework. So this is part of your homework. Your homework is to, now that you have your list of what we call your dream job state is to start to live as consciously as you can in that state. Don't know what your life is going to look like, but when you drop into these experiences, then your world will reflect it so that you will have more of these experiences.
Makes total sense.
Perfect. So that's the kickoff. Now, when people do the full 8-week thing, I give them lots of homework assignments. So I'm going to give you this one because I think this one might resonate with you. I like to create something called a seamless transition soundtrack. And that is a playlist. So I know you're way into music. Do you make yourself playlists? Okay, great. So here's the homework for the seamless transition soundtrack.
Yeah.
I started mine many years ago. It is over 3 days long. So find music, and this might feel incongruent, but when you put it all together, it's gonna make sense. Music that makes you feel connected, music that makes you passionate, music that, I don't know if it exists, purposeful, don't know, but there might be some purposeful music, kinetic, music that makes you feel kinetic, music that makes you feel joyful. That's the start of this playlist. And just populate this playlist, populate it with the intention of, this is my seamless transition. So when you're not feeling these things, as you know, music only takes seconds to shift your mood. It's the fastest thing that I know of that will shift your mood. So when you listen to music that feels this, you will spend more time in this state.
Yep.
So that's what we're setting up for you.
I think I just did this exercise like 3 days ago.
Perfect. I love it. Revisit it. Specific. I want you to get really specific here because this is where the empowerment comes.
Yep.
Really clear. So seamless transition soundtrack with these 5 adjectives, feeling states, feeling words, like that. This is in that handout that I sent you weeks ago when we booked.
I didn't look at it. You told me not to look at it.
I did. I told
I
you
didn't
not.
look at it.
Fair enough. I just wanted to know if you still had it, and if not, I can send it to you again.
I have it. Do I need to open it now?
No.
No. Okay.
No, but it's there for you for reference.
Okay.
So we basically just went through that together. We're doing
okay.
a version. We're truncating things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Should I go do it? Like, should I, now that we've done this, no. Okay.
Unless you want to.
I mean, I might. Yeah. This is great. I have 150 songs or something, and I've been listening to them. Now they were for a different purpose, but it turns out that is So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to screen each one to make sure that it still makes the cut. But I have like, that's so funny.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great. Great. I love it. And then it's a great tool for things that are coming up for us.
Okay. Do I have any other homework?
You're just doing 4. I'm going to give this to you as an option. You tell me how this sounds to you. I have people enlist sounding board peeps. And these are your unconditional cheerleaders, people who you say to them, hey, I am taking, I'm going to call it a leadership training course. And in this leadership training course, my homework is to enlist at least 2 people with whom I can touch base for 10 minutes in between my sessions. It is a formal agreement. So if we only do 4 sessions, you are going to touch base with them 4 times. You're going to thank them after the 4 times. And their purpose is to be unconditional cheerleaders. So here's what you do. You enlist them. And these are the people who, when you say, I am going, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I am going to, I am doing this course. Their response is, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing that. I've got your back. Do that. That's great. Now, when you get them on board, your homework for this week is to share with them what your dream job state is going to feel like.
Got it.
Their job is to respond very clearly. Wonderful. I want that for you too. They are not there to make things realistic. They're not there to fix anything. They're not there to say, hey, you got to get your resume together. That's not what this is. This is, yes, I want that for you. Like that.
Done.
Excellent.
I already have the people.
I love it. That is your homework.
Okay. So I want to get you off and the phone, and so you can go to your next call, and I'll send you a note with what works for next week.
That sounds perfect.
Actually, do it in the reverse. Do you want to send me? Yeah.
I'm going to send you my calendar. You choose a slot. Let me know which one. You can choose it on my calendar, but disregard all of the comments about when I'm going to call you, how I'm going to call you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Thank you so much. This is great.
Congratulations.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.